Hello, good morning. I am going to wait for everyone to get on. So I'm going to go ahead and sip my water. Hey, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. It was hard to get for me to get up today, this Sunday. Good morning. So, if you don't know me, my name is Charisma, and my phone is beeping. So, let me put that on the start. All right, good morning. So, if you don't know me, I am Charisma. I am Charisma Cares Travels the World. I travel around the world with my son, my youngest son, Cam, and we just basically do our own thing. Um, so today, I'm not sure how many viewers I'll have because I haven't been on for a couple of weeks. But today, I really wanted to talk to you all about the Exodus Summit, the Exodus retreat that I attended in, this past week in Mexico. So, I just wanted to give you a little update on that and let you know what's going on next, what I'm planning on doing, what the next steps are. So, I'm going to continue on and see if any of you join me. If not, this will be available for the live replay. So, a lot of you all know that I was in the DR and I had been there for a few months, and it was really time for me to come back. When I left to go to the DR, I had only planned on being there for about a month or so. I was going to go to the DR and then I was going to catch a flight and go to Portugal. Of course, things changed. I got hurt and, met some people. And, if you know that story, then you know it. If you don't, you should catch the video on that. But things changed and I ended up staying there longer than I originally planned on being in the DR. So I ended up staying there much longer. And, I was saying when I left, I needed to come back. I needed to invest in my real estate. I needed to clean out my storage. I definitely needed to make some things happen when I came back to Atlanta. So coming back to Atlanta wasn't just because I wanted to come back. It was really because I had to make some things happen. I needed to make more money in less time again. I needed to invest more in my real estate again. So there's things that I definitely needed to do. Well, one of the things I wanted to do was go to the Exodus Summit. As some of you know, I started investing. No, some of you know, I actually made the plan to move out the country when my daughter was in ninth grade. I actually have an article on the AJC Atlanta Journal Constitution that talked about that. So I really wanted to, my daughter was in ninth grade, going into ninth grade. I knew she needed stability and to stay in high school. So, hey, Eileen. But I knew she wanted to stay in high school. So I said, well, we'll stay in high school for your 4 years. But after you graduate, me and my youngest is leaving, because I don't know if you all have listened to my story about my youngest. My son, Cam, he has a rare genetic disorder. And I was told that he would get worse over time. I look at kids that are 12 to 15 years old with his disorder, KIF1A, and they're no longer walking, they're not talking the way they were before, they're not doing things how they were before. So I said, when my daughter graduates, when she gets to 12th grade and she's done, where, I get her settled in college, we're out of here because, he needs to live his best life too. I gave her best life. I'm going to give him his best life. So I said, we're out of here. So that's how we ended up starting to travel. So, we're traveling along, we're in the DR, and now it's time to make some moves. I'm going to need to go back. I need to make more money because I want to go to Africa. But right before I leave, like 2 years before, I run into this Exodus Summit with Stephanie Perry and Rashida Down. And I'm like, wow, wait a minute. Like up until now, everybody had told me I was crazy for wanting to leave the country. But wait, it's these other women that look just like me and they're leaving the country. Then I found out there's a whole slew of these women that look just like me that's leaving the country. So I'm like, wait, y'all, I'm not crazy. Like there's other people that's doing this. Because up to this point, I thought I was the only person that wanted wanted to leave the country. I thought that I was alone in that. Like, I was the oddball, which I was cool with. I'm good. I can be by myself, whatever. Uh, but I realized, no, there are other women out here, Black women, look just like me and you, and they're leaving this country. So I was like, okay, this is cool. So I got into the Exodus Summit. I watched the first summit during COVID. At the time, we weren't really working. I'm a nurse practitioner, but they hadn't really figured out how to make our jobs go from seeing patients in their home to seeing patients online. So, I'm like, okay, well, we'll run it then. Like, basically, I'm about to start investing in this real estate. So I took my my stipend checks and I started investing more in real estate. That's what I did with the money the government was sending me. I ain't buy clothes. I don't know if I was stimulating the economy, but I was investing it. So I took my money and I started investing it in real estate, and I started looking at the summit. And I was on there. It was less than $100. I can invest less than $100 in myself. So I was on there and I'm watching these women. And y'all, I was just amazed. Like, I was amazed at these women that were really doing what it is that I wanted to do. However, there was only one or two that were doing it with kids, especially as a solo woman. Like, me being a single parent, that still was very rare to see a single parent traveling with their kid. So then they did the second summit. Some of it was a repeat of the first summit. But then they decided they were going to do a meetup. And y'all, I was like, I have got to be in the building with this meetup. Like, how can I not? Like, these women are life changing. They're doing the things I want to do. And, like the saying goes, you need to surround yourself with the people that you want to be like. You don't surround yourself with the people that are not where you want to be. You surround yourself with the people that are where you want to be. If you want to be a millionaire, you need to be surrounded by millionaires, because guess who's going to be the next millionaire? If you want to be poor, you surround yourself by poor people, because just guess who's going to be the next poor person? So I needed to be in the building with like-minded individuals that were just like me, doing the same thing or better than what I was doing. However, y'all, those plane tickets have been disrespectful. So coming back from the DR to get to Cancun was so expensive. I didn't know if I could get a nanny, because, of course, the meetup was just Black women. So I wasn't sure I'd be able to get a nanny. I bought the tickets, canceled the tickets. You get that 24-hour window. So I canceled the tickets within my 24-hour window. And I was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go. Like, I would have had to fly somebody to watch my son. The plane tickets were already expensive. It just seemed like it was just gonna be a hassle. So I went ahead and I booked my tickets to come back to Atlanta. Very sadly, booked my tickets to come back to Atlanta. And, then I was able to find my sister, actually ended up being my sitter. My sister, she's really good with my son. And I said, well, would you be okay with keeping him while I go to Cancun? And she's like, sure. I'm like, I'll make sure I compensate you appropriately. And she's like, oh, great. And I don't know if y'all know, but my sister is in college. So, you give her some change. And she like, wait a minute now, I'll make it do what it do. So I decided at the last minute to book the tickets to go to Cancun, to go to the Exodus Summit. Because like I said, I needed to be in the building with like-minded women that were doing what I was doing and doing even greater things than what I was doing. So I looked at it as an investment. So basically on this Exodus Summit, you had two things. You had the meetup and you had the boat ticket. I didn't have a boat ticket initially. I actually had canceled my meetup ticket, bought another meetup ticket. And I was talking to my mom and I was like, Mom, should I get the boat ticket? I don't really like to be in the sun like that. And, but I was like, but, this is a good networking place. This is where all of them are going to be. And she was like, well, what is it that are you really trying to do this YouTube thing? Are you really trying to travel? Because if you are, that's where you need to be. One of my friends was like, girl, wait a minute. That's a tax write-off. She was like, that is an investment. You are investing in yourself. She was like, girl, you cheat. You just cheat to yourself too. And I am, y'all. That's why I travel on a budget, because I'm bougie and budget. I don't know if y'all know somebody that's bougie and budget. I'm bougie and budget. Like, I'm gonna buy what I want to buy, but I want it at a discount. So when she was like text right off, I was like, yes, girl. I love her. I love her. Shout out to April. She always she be on it. She be on it. I'm telling y'all. So, I made the decision to go to the meetup, and I made the decision to go on the boat trip. And y'all, my plane ticket round trip may have been around $400, and y'all, I flew Spirit, so y'all know I was dedicated if I got my behind on a Spirit flight. That now, if you ever want to know if somebody dedicated to come fly to you, get on a Spirit. See if they get on a Spirit flight. That is dedication. So got on a Spirit flight. I prayed, I had to say my prayers, because you never know if Spirit gonna get you there, when they gonna get you there, what day, what time, whatever. But I got into Atlanta on Wednesday. I did some errands on Thursday. I was back on a flight on Friday to Spirit, on Spirit Airlines to Cancun. Hey, y'all. Hello. Nobody's talking to me today. Hey, ladies. Let me know who here was on the Exodus Summit. If you want to know anything about it, let me know if you have any questions. Definitely tell me what you're thinking. So basically, I join in and I go. The first thing was the meetup. So we all get around, we meet, we talk, we, have some some drinks, some little cocktails, some little foods. But what was really amazing to me, y'all, when people were like, "You're charisma," and I'm like, "I am." And it was just amazing for people to be like, hey, you're charisma, because I did some planning. Some people had seen me on YouTube. They had seen me on Stephanie's show. I planned the snorkeling excursion. So it was just really good for people to come up to you and really know who you were. And that really felt amazing. Like, I ain't never want to be a star, y'all, but 2 or 3 people knew who I was. I was like, yes, I'm doing it. I'm in the building. No, I'm just playing. Maybe. So we did that. We did the snorkeling trip. That was really fun. And then after that, the last day, Sunday, we actually did the boat trip, which I want to tell y'all, I am so glad my mom and my friend made me do the boat trip. Okay, I'll let you know about that. I'm so glad they made me do the boat trip, because that was where we really bonded as sisters. Is where you really got to know people. People let their hair down. You were on the boat for a couple of hours. Things were really, really good on this boat. You had drinks. It was an open bar. They had some snacks, some bread type snacks, some pastries to make sure your ass didn't get too drunk and fall over the ship. Those kind of snacks. So it was really cool. You got to dance, you talked, I met some very interesting people, some very cool people. It was absolutely amazing. Like, I really felt like I'm glad I came. So April asked me how much were the excursions. So I'm going to give you a breakdown. So the meetup itself was only $50, I believe. 50, maybe $60. The meetup was only about that amount. And that was refundable until about 30 days before the trip. Then if you wanted to do the boat trip, that was $100. The catamaran boat trip, that was $100. And that was non-refundable. So when I first bought the ticket, I only bought the meetup ticket because I didn't do my plane ticket. I didn't know who would take care of my son. So I had not bought the boat ticket initially. But what happened was it was transferable. So a lot of there were some ladies that couldn't go and they were selling those. So I just bought one of the boat tickets. The snorkeling adventure that I booked, because y'all don't know, like, I like to snorkel. I like to do things outside of the norm. Like, when I go places, I'm really experiencing it. So the snorkeling was a 5-part snorkeling adventure, and it included like the underwater museum. We snorkeled with the turtles. We snorkeled on a shipwreck, so it was really cool. So the snorkeling was $129. So that was the price of the excursions. And it was really, really fun. Like, we literally started at like 9 and we didn't finish until noon. And we had our own boat because it was like 10 of us. So that was really cool. So it was some really good bonding experiences there. And so I stayed in Cancun the first couple of days. Then I switched over to Playa del Carmen. And I have to tell y'all about Cancun versus Playa del Carmen. But so what I want to tell you, what some of the things that I learned and some of the things that women are doing, people love Mexico. Like there are a lot of these ladies that staying in Mexico. So what I would say is if you're not in the Exodus group or the Black Sit group, get in these groups and make sure you let people know when you're coming. That's how you connect and you make a and you have people on the ground when you arrive. You want to get in these groups, let them know, hey, ladies, I'm coming to Playa del Carmen, the second week in August. Is anybody there? Because women are really open to greeting you when you get here. You don't have to get to these countries and feel like you're alone there. Like you don't have to get there and recreate the wheel. Let somebody know in that group that you're coming so you can start chatting, so they can put you in some of these WhatsApp groups so you know what's going on when you get there. That way you don't feel alone in this new country. There's some ladies that's going out to Africa. You all know that's high on my list, going out to Africa. I met one lady. She lives in like a Korean place, and I don't want to say it wrong because I know the only place is not China, but she actually travels to places like that, which I thought was so cool. So she speaks the language. She speaks a little Spanish. So I thought that was really cool. So I would first encourage you, if you want to go somewhere, make sure you're in these groups. Make sure you're in these Exodus groups, these Black Sit groups. Get in the groups for the country. In the Dominican Republic, I would just look on Facebook for the Dominican Republic Expat group or the Medellin, Colombia Expat group. There was even Medellin, Colombia mommy groups. So get in these groups and make sure that you're letting people know that you're coming to the area so that you're not alone when you hit the ground. Now, if you want to be alone when you hit the ground, you don't have to let nobody know, but make sure that you post that in those groups. As far as what other women were doing, if you decide like next year you want to go to the summit, all of these women were not traveling at this point. At this point, you all know I hit my 1 year anniversary in June, July, one of those months for traveling. That's when I first left and went out to Panama. So, but all of these women were not traveling at this point. Some of them were preparing to travel and they were doing the same thing. They were making sure they were in the building with other like-minded people. You surround yourself with the type of people that you want to be like, that you admire. So they were in the building for that. I met one lady, she is an expat in Playa del Carmen. She actually came out there because she sells black products for black women. So she was like, I needed to make sure I surrounded myself with that. So that's the thing. You want to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, and find out what their journey is, because you may have that same or similar journey as well, that's going on. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. Now, I will say that Cancun for me was a really touristic place. I didn't really love Cancun. I have been to Cancun several times on tours. I stayed in Cancun when I got married years ago, like as a honeymoon gift, or anniversary gift. So I stayed in Cancun. So it wasn't very huge for me to be in Cancun, but what I did not expect was I did a couple of days in Cancun, but then I went over to Playa del Carmen. I did not expect Playa del Carmen to be as much of a vibe as it was. Like I got over to Playa del Carmen. I went to the 3D museum. I posted a video on that. That was so cool. I met with different women. They have brunches every day of the week. They have parties, rooftop parties. They have meetups. They have all of these different things going on in Playa del Carmen. And it is such a vibe there. Like, I'm from Atlanta. I grew up in Atlanta. So I'm from the like 90, 2000s. Yin Yang, 112, hanging out at the clubs in Buckhead. I've been to every club there is in Buckhead that's on every song: Pool Palace, Bounce, 112, Velvet Room. If you're from ATL, you know what I mean. So it was really like that vibe in a sense where there was always parties going on, but It's smaller and it's walkable. So you're right there on Fifth Avenue. It's all of these like little bars and rooftops. It's so much food. The food is delicious. Like, everything is cheap. The taxi is no more than 250 everywhere you need to go. That's about 50 pesos. So you like the food, you can get a taco, four tacos for like $3, $4. And I'm talking about Playa del Carmen. You can get 3, 4 tacos for $3, $4. You can get a juice for $1. Like everything there is cheap. Everything there is walkable. You can walk everywhere pretty much in that Fifth Avenue downtown area in less than 10 minutes. Now it's hot as hell. Let's not get it twisted. It was so hot during the day. I thought I was gonna melt, y'all. Like I thought the DR was hot. It was really hot in Playa del Carmen. So that's the thing. It's really hot, but you can walk everywhere. They have beach clubs. Some of the beach clubs are free. I tried to go to the Hyatt Beach Club. It was booked for the day. That one was a little pricey. It was about $75, $85. That's what's considered pricey for a beach club there. But if y'all in Atlanta, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what the beach clubs here are, but I'm pretty sure they're more than that. So it was like $75, $85 for the beach club, but that would have included access to their spa. That included the rooftop pool area. It also included a credit for food. And they have the whole vibe out there. They have the DJ. So I mean, it was really cool. Like, so I didn't do Hyatt. I actually did the hotel next to Hyatt, and I'm gonna have to type it in the chat because I don't remember the name of it right now. But that hotel was everything. It was only $25, but it wasn't 25 to get into the rooftop party. The $25 went to your drink and food items. And so it was $25 that went towards that. It was the rooftop pool. It was beautiful. You had great views. You could see the ocean from there. Like you could see the beach. You could see the other rooftop area. You could see the Hyatt. I was a little jealous because in the Hyatt, they have individual rooftop areas. So when I go back to Playa, I'm definitely going to the Hyatt rooftop pool because that's that budget bougie I told you about, $75. I can do that. So, but they had good food. The food was pretty good at the one that I was at. The drinks were decent. It was decent. And then I went down to the spa, y'all. Like, that is where you got to go. So the spa, they have this hydrotherapy there. And when I first got down there, the lady had her little booth where she was selling stuff. And she was like, well, if you buy something in here for at least $30, I can let you go to the hydrotherapy for free. And I was like, okay. So I was like, well, let me check the spa first. So I go into the spa, and I'm going to look it up for a second, y'all, so I can tell you which one. So I go into the spa, and they're like, the hydrotherapy is $30. So the other lady was like, well, if you buy something for $30, I can let you into the spa for free. But I also wanted I'm still looking up the name of this spa because I want y'all to know. But I also wanted I wanted a massage or something in the spa, right? So I go to the spa, and they don't have any massages available because, y'all, I was about to do a massage. I was about to do the scrub. I was about to do the hydrotherapy. Like, I was about to be all up in that spa. So he was like, no, we don't have that available. So the spa I went to was Reef 28. That's the beach party I went to, Reef 28. And I'm going to type it in here so I can find it next time because I'm going back as well. And the other one was the Hyatt. So y'all know that. So basically, I get there, and the guy, so I couldn't do the massage, but I could do the scrub. Well, what happens is I was like, well, because he said there was no more hydrotherapy available for the day. And I'm like, I don't know what hydrotherapy is, but I really want hydrotherapy. Like, I really heard a lot about it. So I want to do hydrotherapy. Why can't I do it? So, but what he says is after I booked the scrub, he was like, well, you'll come an hour early for hydrotherapy. And I'm like, well, I thought you said there were no more. He's like, well, it's included in the price of one of your, of anything you book. So as long as you book something, then you can go to hydrotherapy. So old girl next door was trying to get me, y'all, because she like, oh, if you buy something, I'll give you a free hydrotherapy. But she already knew I was going to book at the spa. I even asked her, I said, well, if I book at the spa, does the hydrotherapy come for free? Because I had already toured the spa, because that's the thing. You can do a tour before you even buy. So don't get got, because it is still Mexico. They still trying to get you. So don't get got in Mexico because they trying to mark up the price. Because I would have paid $30 for this ugly bag that I ain't want. Um, and I would have had to pay, and I would have already paid for my spa treatment. So I went ahead and I paid for the scrub. And I went to the hydrotherapy. Y'all, that 1 hour of hydrotherapy changed my life. I am going to Playa del Carmen. That 1 hour of hydrotherapy, there were like 6 different areas. One you sat on and the water came up. I didn't love the water coming up to my butt. That was not my thing. The next one you laid on. The next one, it was like a massage. It hits you in the back of the neck. So I let it massage my shoulder because y'all know my shoulder's messed up. The next one came down like a rainfall. Y'all, I decided during that time in my mind, I said, this is the life I was meant to live. I was meant to live an inexpensive life of luxury where I go to beach clubs. I wear little hats and glasses, and I walk around with a little purse with maybe a little play dog because I don't want a real dog. And I walk around like this all day. And I just, girl, you ready to go to brunch? Girl, yes, me too. Where are we going today? Oh, yes. I am meant to have the nanny that is keeping my son, making sure he's doing things. He is meant to go to the bilingual school. I am meant to go to brunch 3 days a week. I am meant not to spend more than $2,000 a month because I'm going to tell y'all how much it costs to live in Playa del Carmen. So you got to think, I only paid maybe $30, maybe $50 for my scrub. I got my hydrotherapy for an hour. I got my scrub for 30 minutes. Then I went upstairs and I enjoyed the pool and the food and the drinks and all of that. But at that moment, while I'm in this hydrotherapy, I realized I am never going to live in the United States again. Like, I always thought that I probably wouldn't do the United States, but I realized at that moment, how much do these things cost in Atlanta? This would have been easily a $300 day in Atlanta, on top of me paying $1,500 to $2,000 for rent or mortgage. On top of the fact that I would not have been able to walk to it, and I definitely wouldn't have been able to take a taxi for $2.50. So I would have had to sit in traffic to get to it. I would have had to pay for gas. It was really an epiphany for me that we are living a damaged life in the States, in Atlanta. Like, I literally paid less than $100 for that day. Less than $100. Even when I went up to the rooftop, I spent over $25. I spent a little extra, then I left the tip. But we are being sold a fake dream in Atlanta, in the States. We are, so when I started talking to the other ladies, because I'm intrigued now. How much does it cost to live here on Fifth Avenue in the middle of everything? You think this is 42nd in Manhattan? Like, you think this is Buckhead in Atlanta? If you could think of the most expensive place in a metropolitan city, that's where you are living in Playa del Carmen. 1 bedroom with a pool, rooftop pool, all of that, $700 a month. Y'all, I'm going to Playa del Carmen. That's all they had to tell me. $700 a month. Now, if you live like 20, 30 minutes out, you can even get a house, one of these 2-bedroom house, $800 a month. If we not being sold a pile of dog crap in America, I don't know who is. I don't know. So, y'all, I told y'all I was going to Africa next. I'm going back to Playa del Carmen for a little while. I am going to Mexico. At some point, I had decided I was going to tour Mexico, and I skipped over that. And going to this summit has reignited me wanting to go to Mexico. So I am going to Mexico after Labor Day, after my birthday. My birthday's August 29th. I'm a Virgo. Does that surprise y'all that I'm a Virgo? I don't know. Tell me. But after my birthday, I'm going to Mexico. I am going to tour Mexico City for a couple of weeks. I know I may not love it because I don't love big cities. I'm going to tour Mexico City. I'm going to spend some time in Playa del Carmen. I'm going to start hitting up Mexico because, I looked at Mexico like, oh, it's so close. I don't really want to go there. That's not like extravagant. It's not like when I'm going to Africa. Don't get me twisted. I'm going to Africa. I'll probably push that till next summer so I can get over rainy season and the cold season. So I'm still going to Africa. There's no doubt about that. Except this time I'm gonna start in South Africa and I'm gonna make my way up because I need to get in before it starts getting cold. So I am gonna definitely still go to Africa. But I'm pushing that again, which for me is a big deal because I've been wanting to get to Africa so long. And the fact that I'm pushing this trip is huge for me. It was something that I really had to think about. But oh, you a Virgo too, Eileen? Yes, girl. Virgos, where you at, girl? We may be celebrating our birthday together. Eileen says she's a Virgo too. But it's something about making a plan and feeling like I made this plan, and if I don't stick to it, I failed in a way. I don't know if y'all feel that way because, I had just released my video letting you all know I was planning for Africa. So I'm like, man, do I fail in a way by saying that, I'm not going to go? Okay. All right. We're going to talk about that, Eileen. But do I fail in a way by saying I'm not going to go directly to Africa, like by changing that plan? And I know I don't because I spoke with one of my male friends and he was like, you just really doing it right. Like you have been to 5 different countries. He was like, they're grown ass adults that have not been to 5 different countries in their life, much less in the last year. So I love my friend because he keeps me grounded. Like when I'm like, oh, he like, girl, no, you are like a whole boss and you over there doing it. So I'm gonna need you to shut that all down. I just love him. I love him. He's like a male version of me. I hate to admit that because he all up there. But I have to realize that I am on a journey and this is a constantly changing journey. We are all on a journey. And for me, whenever I start making plans just kind of drop for me. They kind of do what they want to do. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. When it's something that I need to do, it will happen. Maybe it's just not time for me to go to Africa. Some parts of Africa are in a political uprise because of the election year and all of that. But I have to follow the journey that's put forth in front of me. And right now, I'm being called to go to Mexico. Playa del Carmen, if you're a single mom, they have a huge family following. I've been in their WhatsApp group for the Playa family for a minute. They do all kinds of things. I'm like, I feel like that's an environment my son needs to be in. And up until this point, I have not had a place that I absolutely love. Like Panama, Costa Rica, DR, Colombia. That I like Panama. I would go back to Panama, but the other places I never have to step foot in again. So to find Playa, a place that I was there for a couple of days and already find a group of women that were embracing me. Like, some of them got sick from COVID and they were still messaging me, girl, go here, do this, do that. I'm gonna give a shout out to Sandra because she was like, I'm at home like this. I'm at the window, like, what y'all doing out there? But Sandra made sure I knew everywhere to go. She made sure I got out to eat. She made sure I went out to dance. She made sure I did all of that. Like, she was my go-to. Like, she was always messaging me. And I have not found that kind of sisterhood anywhere else. I had not experienced that to that extent. I'm like, girl, I don't want to bother you. I know you resting, but she was still there helping me. I'm like, I know you doing your own thing, but she was still there. And that kind of sisterhood is hard to find. So although you're looking for the land that you want to lay your head on, you also want that camaraderie. You want that. You want to be able to call on somebody and know that they have your back. And I have never met her. Like, and that's how the sisters in Playa are. You go out to the club and they like, hey girl, you visiting or you live here? You know, they are just so cool. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm visiting, but I'm coming back. And they're like, oh yeah, girl, because I live here and da 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 da. So I really love that. So I feel like this is a place that I need to come and visit for at least a month or two. So I will be hitting up Mexico City. Eileen, you got to let me know when you come into Mexico. See if I'm there. I let me know what part. Eileen says she's going to do Mexico. Let me know what part of Mexico you're looking at doing and when you're planning on doing it. I will be hitting up Mexico. I will be hitting up Mexico City. A lot of the ladies are in Mexico City as well. I'm going to make my way over to Playa del Carmen and I'll probably circle. So I'm going to probably come back for the holidays, visit with my family, and then I may go back and circle until I leave back to Africa, fingers crossed, in the summer. But I want to encourage you all to make sure that you find, you know, that tribe, because the thing is, a lot of us want to leave. You wouldn't be watching if you didn't want to leave or even thought about leaving, right? So we all get to that point that we want to leave. But I promise you, 9 times out of 10, the place that you feel like is going to be your home probably won't be. The first place you go to may not be that place. Now, you may get lucky and you may find that place, but a lot of times that's not the case. You got to experience some things. You know, the way I felt about Playa, I could definitely see myself buying a property there and Airbnb in it while I'm not there and making it my home base. You know, I need to go out there and stay longer with my son, but I can definitely see that. Like, I mean, one of the other things I love for him, you know, my son uses crutches and sometimes sparingly a wheelchair. Since we've been out the States, he doesn't use the wheelchair as much. But what I did find is that they were handicap accessible. Everywhere had a ramp, not like the ramp like I had in Colombia. Colombia was handicap accessible, but Costa Rica or DR, where there's like this huge gap. Like if you ever use the wheelchair or have a family member that uses a wheelchair, you will notice this. Like if you didn't, you don't notice this. But the wheelchair ramp, it'll be this big ass gap that goes like this, and then the ramp. So the street, gap, ramp. Well, that's not user friendly for a wheelchair because we get stuck in the ramp. I start cursing. Oh, I can't stand this MF City. I don't want to be here. It's a whole thing. You don't want to see that. It gets very ugly. So, but Playa was not like that. It was street ramp, street ramp. Like that was really good for us. You're literally, if you stay on Fifth Avenue, basically you have hotels here, Fifth Avenue here, beach here. Like it's easy. It's very simple, you know. And that was what one of the ladies, Mel, was telling me. She was like, living in Playa is simple. And I mean, at the end of the day, don't we all want simple? Like, and now the other thing about living in Playa, so I'm gonna tell you. So, Eileen said I'm intrigued about PDC, Playa del Carmen. I am making a plan today. Actually, set my goal so I can start my journey. I just got my passport in January. Yes, girl, you need to message me. Let me know when you're gonna be down there. Yeah, let me know. Now, the other thing, y'all, about living in Playa, what I was told are requirements: a bag, preferably a book bag, a bathing suit in your bag, some sunblock, and a bottle of water. Those are your requirements to live in Playa. You know, where you go everywhere else and they're like, oh, you only take 2 to 3 bathing suits. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Playa, you need to take about 5 bathing suits. So y'all, guess who? I ain't gonna lie. Guess who bought some phentermine in Mexico? See, that ain't illegal because it's legal in Mexico. Because I got to start working on this beach body. I can't be going to Playa looking all plump. So y'all, girl, let me drink this water now, honey. We got to get this water in, honey, because I got to look good. If I'm gonna be in a bathing suit every day, I need to, I'm gonna have to tighten up now. I ain't gonna be no size 4. Let's not get it twisted. But I'm gonna have to tighten up. I gotta look good when I go to Playa. I can't be, y'all. I can't stand to feel like, and I know this is bad. I can't stand to always feel like I'm the biggest. Like all of the women are small and then I'm big. And because then I feel out of place. So yeah, I gotta tighten up to go back to Playa. If we gotta have bathing suits in our bag and we go on to pool parties every day and all of that, I gotta tighten up, girl. I at least gotta have less rolls. Like, can we get rid of the back fat? Yo, how we get rid of the back fat? I don't know. Like, I don't know. A good bra would get rid of it. Make it look like you got rid of it, but it don't always get rid of it. But y'all, I'm gonna have to start doing some crunches. I'm gonna have to start walking. I gotta drink it. Girl, let me hold up. Let me do it. How many of these we supposed to drink a day? Girl, I don't know. I need to get to 4. I only drink one a day. I don't drink enough water. But if I'm about to go to Playa, be in some beach clubs, taking some pictures, with the little hat, the glasses, and my little bag, I look good. So I'm gonna have to lose about 20 pounds before I go, because I need to get the cute sheen bathing suits. I don't want to have to get the ones where you all covered up. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm trying to look real cute in Playa, and it's hot there. You sweating. Like, you got to look cute. You got to look cute. So that's what I'm going to do. Yes, Eileen, we gotta talk because we definitely need to plan to meet up in Playa. Y'all, let me know if y'all are planning on going to Mexico at all, because I would love to meet up with some of you all. So I am, that is my surprise. I am gonna continue to be on this side of the hemisphere. I'm gonna do Mexico. Hint, hint. I may be doing Cuba. One of my friends was like, "Oh, well, can we go to Cuba for my birthday?" I'll be like, "Girl, my flight to Cuba is so much easier than your flight from the U.S. because I'll be leaving from Mexico." So, yeah, we definitely got to do that meetup. How do you say your name, girl? Sharonda, because I hate when people say my name wrong. I hope I'm saying it right. She said, "I love your vibe. You're funny. Maybe one day do a retreat." Actually, I am wanting to do a retreat one day. I think it will be amazing. Now, I'm going to tell you, when you come to a retreat with me, we're going to be doing some snorkeling, some parasailing or something like that. I'm not the laid back crew all the time. I can be laid back, but we're going to be doing some stuff. I'm so the person that's like, when you like, "Girl, I don't want to do that. I'm scared to do that." I'm be like, "Girl, yes, you do. We're going to do this. We're going to do this together. We're going to hold hands. We're going to jump in this ocean. We getting in there." You can ask my friends, because I definitely make them do stuff they wouldn't ordinarily do. Like, some of them are like, "When you coming back to Atlanta? Because we need to go here, there. We need to go everywhere." And I'm like, "Girl, I'll be there, but we're going to have to plan it. We're going to have to run it." So, yeah, I have thought about doing a retreat. It's not in my plans, my initial plans right now, because I need to do Mexico. I definitely want to do Mexico now. And I got to get my behind to Africa, because I done told y'all my African king is over there. That's where my husband is, in Africa. Like, and then on the flip side, y'all, somebody be like, "Do you want to get married again, Charisma?" I'm like, "Nah, girl, I'm good." So, but I definitely need to I definitely want to do a retreat. When I'll do it, I'm not sure. I'm not even gonna put that out there right now, because I got some things boiling. But yeah, I definitely need to do that. You said I'm an August Virgo. What is an August Virgo? Tell me that. My friend, she tells me, she's like, "Girl, your cutoff game is strong. That's the Virgo in you." I'm like, "No, girl, it's not." You said push you out I'm gonna push you out your comfort zone. I'm not gonna push you and leave you. When I push you, we're gonna go out there together. Like, and sometimes I'm going out my comfort zone too, but girl, you don't even know, because I'm all like, "Girl, let's do this." And in the back of my head, I be like, "We ain't never did this shit before." Oh, am I allowed to cuss on YouTube? I don't know. Maybe if not, they blink it out. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna push you out there. Sharonda, she said, "You're from New York, but you visit the DR often." What part of DR? I wish I would have known that. I was there for months. I was all over the DR too. I went to Santo Domingo, Puerto Plata, including Sosua, including Cabarete. I was in Punta Cana. Boca Chica. So yeah, I was all up and through the DR. I actually have to make a video to go through the parts of the DR with you all, so you know my thoughts on the DR. But yeah, I was definitely there. So let me know. But yeah, I do want to do a retreat. That is definitely something that I want to do in the future. I don't know if it would be like just a girls retreat or single moms retreat, or you know, if I would do both, but that is one of my future goals. Let's see. I don't know how old I'm turning this year, y'all. I'm not 40 yet. So it's probably going to be a goal before I'm 40, or maybe for my 40th. Ooh, I like that idea for my 40th birthday. Y'all, I'm a birthday fanatic, so my birthday's a turn up. Like, I normally party my whole month of August. So, you know, it's like, girl, get in where you fit in, because I got this event, that event. I got all of these events. So maybe I'll do that for my 40th birthday. I like that idea. Do a whole retreat. Oh, that would be great. Now, we're not going to Costa Rica. I can promise you that, because I don't like the animals there. So I can promise you we won't be in Costa Rica for the retreat. I know people love it there, and that's where they like to go. But between the sloth, the lizards, the turtles, and the frogs, it's a no for me. Unless I find out my grandmother got some land in Costa Rica, I won't be in Costa Rica. So let me let y'all know that now. So when we start deciding on locations, know that Costa Rica will not be one. That's a side note. Eileen, you said you had a guy friend that moved from New York to the DR. I can see that. I mean, hell, a lot of the Dominicans are in New York. Just like a lot of the Puerto Ricans are in New York. So I can see them moving from New York to the DR. I just didn't love the DR. I don't like, you know, one of the things that I noticed going from DR to Mexico, which my friend in DR did warn me that not warn me, he told me that the DR was preparing me for the rest of my travels. I was so harassed in the DR from people trying to sell you stuff, people trying to massage you. I took my daughter to the DR with me, and they started massaging her feet, even though we said we didn't want that. Like, we were like, no, we don't, no gracias, no gracias. And they literally were massaging her feet. And it's like, get off of my daughter's feet, like, move. Like, you just had to be outright rude. I had one friend, she went to the DR and she took a picture and she had a tattoo right there. And they're like, girl, you don't have a tattoo. Well, what they did was they actually started putting a tattoo on her, a henna tattoo. And she was like, I just paid them because they already started. I feel like they harass you so badly. Like, even living there, for the time I was there, they still would just come at me so badly. Like, I just couldn't get a moment. It was you could be walking down the street, you could be on the beach, and people are like, oh, well, charisma, they do that everywhere. No, it's on a different level in the DR. And I think, and I really should be talking about this in my other video, but I think it's because their rate of pay is so low. Like, their average pay is about $300 a month. So if we give them $5 is a lot for Dominicans. If you pay for something for $20 or $30, that's even more money for Dominicans, you know, because their pay is so very low and they live in such poverty. However, and I understand that, however, I don't want to be harassed every footstep of the way. Like, I understand when you're an American, they see a big dollar sign on you that's green. I get that. I completely understand that. But can I breathe? I could not breathe in the DR. They were always down my back. Like, I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink every time I turned around. And this wasn't just one place. Now, it was the worst it was not as bad in Punta Cana as places like Boca Chica and Puerto Plata. Punta Cana was actually the calmest of all of them, which you would think it would be the opposite because it's so touristy. But I could walk down the street in Punta Cana and maybe only 2 or 3 people ask me to buy something in a 10-minute walk, whereas in the other places, In a 10-minute walk, I probably had 10, 15 people harassing me. So if I compare that to Mexico, because I can't even compare that to Panama or Costa Rica, because that doesn't really happen in those places, to be quite honest with you. And in Colombia, I was in Medellin, Colombia. That doesn't happen, but I heard that in Cartagena, it's really bad there, like the harassment. But if I compare that to even Cancun, Mexico, it was nothing like that. Now, when you get out the airport in Cancun, the taxis are harassing you because they want to ride you. They want to take you somewhere for $80. And I'm going to be honest, if any of y'all take an $80 ride anywhere, you got ripped off. It should not cost any more than $30 to $40. I don't care where you're going. If you're going in the hotel zone, just know that you really shouldn't be paying any more than $40. Anything over 40, you got ripped off. I promise you. But you know, if they say 80 and you say okay, they're gonna take the money. I can't be mad at them. But I'm telling you now, if you go to Cancun, no taxi to anywhere in the hotel zone should cost more than $40. Okay, on that note, that's where they harassed you with the taxis. But once you got to Cancun, you know, they asked you, oh, you want to buy a bracelet? You want to buy this? You want to come in my shop? You want to do this? You want to do that? Once I said no, gracias, that was it. And that I can respect. You know, you want to look at this? No, gracias. That was it. Y'all, I was like, wait, what? That's it? You ain't gonna ask me no more? Like, what? Huh? So to me, like in the DR, you be like, no gracias. They be like, please, mommy, no gracias. It looks good on you. Here, they be like, it looks good on you. No gracias. Oh, no. You get out of my face. Just go. So that was the problem for me in the DR. But in Mexico, it was just no gracias and you went on. So I want to answer some of these questions here. Let's see. Eileen said she has a guy friend that moved from New York to the DR, but she said she doesn't think he loves it. I didn't love the DR. It's beautiful, but the country, they need to put more of that tourism money into their people. They're greedy. They're keeping the tourism money and they're not paying their people enough money. And for that reason, I'm not a fan of going back there. I don't support poverty. You know, I'm giving money, you know, they actually give you a tax, they give you a tip, and none of that goes to the servers. So on top of you paying 10% tax, 10% tip, if you want the servers to get something, you actually have to pay them again. And that's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense to rip their people off like that. Sharonda says she's married to a Dominican. And let me know, is that the account that you've gotten from the Dominican Republic? Yeah, she said my husband's family do the same. This is their way of earning income. They will cook and clean for $15 a day. That's ridiculous. There is no reason, especially an area like Punta Cana, Santo Domingo. They got hella money being pushed into these areas. It's cheap. To us Americans, yes, it is. However, it is so much money being pushed in there. You are paying, like, it's cheap. You can get an all-inclusive. I stayed in Bahia Principe, Fantasia, very beautiful all-inclusive resort. I think it was like 500-600, maybe 500-600 for 3-4 days, because there was a discount on booking.com. I do booking.com, y'all. I like discounts, or Expedia. But to think, if every room is paying $500, let's make it easy, right? In this huge resort, why are you only paying your people $300 a month? You can at least pay those people $500 a month, because it doesn't cost much to live there. I'll be releasing a video on properties that you can live in the DR for less than $400 a month. But if they are getting a place for $200 a month or $250 a month, and you only pay them $300 a month, how are they supposed to eat? How are they supposed to get to work? I can't support no foolishness like that. I just can't, because the greed there. So they have to beg, and they have to plot, and they have to scheme to feed themselves. So we already paid, but we have to pay more, and we have to be harassed, because basically they're not They're not giving their people enough money. And the Dominicans, unfortunately, aren't doing anything to make sure they get enough money. Then not even adding in the Haitians and how they treat the Haitians or people of dark skin. When I walk down the street and you like, are you Haitian? Like these are the questions. I'm walking, me and Cameron. Haitian? Creole? American? I just look at him and keep walking, because the fact that you got to sit here and try to guess my race and my ethnicity before you talk to me is a problem for me. So whatever you selling, I don't want. Let's see. So she says she has a condo there. Yeah. And then I believe in Jesus Christ. I have a question. Are you still being taxed in the US? Will you go to Europe, Netherlands, Germany, Denmark? So as long as you're a U.S. citizen, you pay U.S. taxes. And don't forget, I'm a business owner. So I invest in real estate. I do YouTube, I do coaching, and I'm also a nurse practitioner. So I still see patients. So yes, I do still pay U.S. taxes. I just don't have a official home in the U.S. My home is with my mother. But yeah, girl, U.S. gonna get their money regardless. I mean, I still pay taxes. I still make income. So as long as you have income, you still have taxes. I know some people have talked about relinquishing their U.S. passport. Girl, please, y'all ain't getting this U.S. passport. This thing is glued to me. Y'all might as well call this my heartbeat, because y'all will not get my U.S. passport. That thing gonna go with me wherever I go. There is no way. There is no other place in the world. I'm just gonna let y'all know, because people be like, oh, U.S. sucks. I don't want to live here. But for me, my grandmother is Panamanian and Costa Rican. My mother is the first U.S. born citizen. She was born in New York. My grandmother went through a lot to get here to America. She went through a lot to live in New York. For my mother to be born a citizen, and for her younger brothers to be born a citizen. Everybody that has stepped foot from my family in this country has lived with my grandmother in New York, in New Orleans, wherever. So I know the power of a U.S. passport. That thing is going to take me everywhere I want to go. I have met people from the Dominican, from Nigeria. Their passport doesn't take them anywhere. To go anywhere, they have to go back to their country, and then they leave their country to go to the next place. So I will happily buy my property. I have a conference I'm going to in a couple of days. So if anybody's in Chi-Town, let me know. I will happily continue to buy my property. I will happily continue to invest in real estate. The U.S. is the only place you can get a mortgage. Anywhere else, you need cash money. Even though it's cheaper, you need cash money. I will continue to happily pay my taxes, and I will continue to happily travel around this world with my U.S. blue passport. So, next question: Europe, Netherlands, Germany, and Denmark. None of those are on my list. I know, right? That sounds bad. I have been to Venice. Well, I've been to Italy. I've toured around Italy. I love Italy. I love Venice. I love the water until they told me when it rains, the river rats come out and run around. And I was good with Venice. That was all. I didn't need any more Venice. Now I would go to like London to visit. I guess I would go to Paris to visit. There's things that I would go and visit. I would not live in any of these places. I would want to go to Germany, because I've heard there's some beautiful things to see in Germany. But no, I wouldn't actually live in any of these locations. And I don't know why I wouldn't live in any of these other locations. I just wouldn't. I'm just not called to live there. Like I said, I feel like we're all on a journey, and my journey calls me. And I mean, maybe one day I would. But, I know a lot of African Americans, they're starting to go to Portugal. and stuff like that. They're starting to actually run up the prices in Portugal. I know some people, they're going to Turkey. I don't know. That's just not. It's not high on my priority list. I think my priority is Africa, and like I said, now I'm going to go to Mexico. But these are places that I would go and vacation and tour. They're just not places that I would go to live. Like, I wouldn't mind. Sometimes when people do flight hacking, you do a flight and you'll do a layover for like 24 hours. I wouldn't mind doing a 24-hour layover in London and go see the Big Ben and everything there is to see in London, and going and checking that off my list. I've heard some mixed things about London. They say they're nice to Black people, but then when you're there for a while, you start to feel like that backhanded racism type of thing. I ain't about that life. Like, I'm living a life of ease. And I need to be near water. One thing I have found in my travel journey is that water is ideal for me. My son loves to go to the beach. He needs to be able to walk to the beach. He loves the beach. It's very healing for him. And he loves to swim. I don't actually get in the water. I sit on the sidelines, and that's what that's how I function at the beach. But that beach is very healing to me. I always go and walk the beach on a full moon. It's just, I don't know, it feels like a recharge for me. So anywhere I go, nothing would be landlocked. Whereas in landlocked is when there's no water surrounding it. Anywhere I go will have water surrounding it, or, within walking distance. Otherwise, I'm just going to visit. She was saying that Sharonda was saying, unfortunately, what I noticed when my husband family come to the U.S., some forget to give back. Yeah, I can see that. They don't give back. But I don't even blame the family. I more so blame the culture in the DR, and the government. I mean, they keep them poor. Eileen said Italy is on my list. I loved Italy. So I went to, I went to Venice. I went to Pisa. I went to Lucca. I saw my first ever opera in Lucca, because opera was created in Italy. Now, I did fall asleep, but y'all, I was able to check it off my bucket list. I've never been to opera since then, girl. Y'all, I fell asleep in the opera at Lucca in the middle of the Kingdom of Opera. I did a wonderful wine tasting there, girl. You do a wine tasting in Italy, it's literally like glasses of wine. There's no wine tasting. They're like, more wine. More wine. You're like, wait a minute, more wine. So, I mean, I loved Italy. I wouldn't want to live there. There's just nothing really bad. But I just wouldn't. I went to Florence. I did everything. And with Italy, what I would recommend, I actually went through Gate One Travel. I would go with a group travel agency. But what I did was I took their smaller packages where they booked my hotels and they booked my transportation. And then instead of paying them, because I told you I'm budget bougie, right? So instead of paying them for my excursions, I just took their excursion list and followed the ones that I wanted to follow. So I paid like half the price. That's part of me being budget bougie, though. So that's what I did. Do I speak any other languages than English? So I am learning Spanish every country I go to. I get a Spanish tutor. So I've definitely been learning Spanish. So I do, I say I know Spanglish. I know enough to get around, enough to say what I want to say. My son, he can order his food. He can say what he needs to say. So, I'm learning the language. I do not believe in being in foreign countries and not at least attempting to learn the language. I feel like, that's like when people come here, they should at least attempt to learn English. Yes, we have many languages. Yes, Spanish is pretty popular in America, but it's very important that when you go somewhere, the language. It's also important because to be safe, because how can you truly be safe in a country and you don't know what they're saying about you? While I was at, the hotel, somebody ended up getting into a fight. It was a black guy and a Mexican guy. The Mexican guy and his crew, and this was at the pool top hotel. The Mexican guy, and they say this rarely happens, so don't take this as, you shouldn't go. So the Mexican guy and his crew came in. They were very rowdy, and this is what the lady, the Mexican lady that worked there said. She said they were very rowdy. She didn't use rowdy. That's my turn. I'm from the South, the dirty South. But she said they were very rowdy. They were very rude when they came in. Something happened and they told the black lady, don't come near us or don't come by us. And they're at the pool. So you're like, what do you mean don't come near you or don't come by you? I guess her boyfriend got upset and, they approached each other. And, they got into an argument. I saw the Mexican guy had ice against his eye at some point. So he done said some craziness to a black man. This man done punched him dead in the eye. I'm like, ooh, that seems like a problem. So y'all, while I'm there, they actually called the police. So, and I didn't post that on there. If you're my Facebook follower, you can see it. But they actually called the police. Y'all, when I tell you those policias came up in there about 10, 12 deep. I'm sitting here with my drink like this. I'm like, so how does this go? There was no yelling. There was no screaming. They made sure this set went over here. This set went over there. Now the girl, she was from the hood. She was like, get him, baby, get him. Punch him, get him. He gonna knock you out. I was like, girl, please, not in Mexico, honey. We not trying to get you. Girl, I don't know you. I can't help you. You in Mexico. You ain't trying to be arrested in Mexico. Chill. Like, calm down all the way down. Yes, I am. Charisma Cares on Facebook. So I was like, girl, calm down all the way down. But the police were very calm. No handcuffs were pulled. No guns were pulled. And they de-escalated the situation. And that's when I was like, I live in the wrong damn country. Nobody was hurt. Now, I don't know if anybody got arrested, but nobody was hurt. And I really appreciated the way that situation was handled. Because had we been in the States, I feel like the police would have came in, they would have went straight to the black man, made him the bad person. And who knows what would have happened. But here we all still sat on the pool patio. Y'all know I got to sip my water because I'm working on my weight loss. We sipped our drink. I waited on my nasty cheesecake. Don't order the cheesecake overseas because it's not cheesecake. I don't know what it is. And that was that. That was all. That's what we did. And they de-escalated the situation. I don't even know how I got on that topic, y'all. But it's nice to know that in these other countries, we are treated as humans. My Facebook name, yes, it is Charisma Cares. I'm gonna update some stuff on my Facebook, some of my Mexico stuff. But yeah, it is Charisma Cares on Facebook. I don't post a whole lot on my Facebook. I need to do better. I post a lot more on my personal Facebook, but I'll start posting some more on my Facebook. But yep, it is Charisma Cares. So tell me, what other questions do you have for me today? I told you a little bit about my journey. I'm going to go to Mexico. I think I'm going to push Africa to summertime so we can get over some of that cold weather and some of those rainy shower things. I'm probably going to make it over to Cuba. We talked about us doing a retreat in the future. So I like the idea of doing that for my 40th birthday. Let me see. What else did I want to talk to you all about? Oh, so real estate. I know some of you all are actually coming to the real estate mastermind in Chi-Town this week. If you're going to be there, let me know. I will see you there. You all know that I invest in real estate. I will be doing another challenge for people that want to invest in real estate that are new to real estate. It will be a 4-day challenge. The tentative dates are August 15th to 18th. I will be releasing that soon. So because I'm all about the real estate and passive investing. So I will be doing another real estate challenge. I also will have a guest next Sunday. He is a loan officer, and he services almost every state in the US. He is supposed to let me know if they can do any loans overseas. So we will talk about that. So next Sunday at 10:30, I will be on here with him, with Brian. He is a loan officer. So he is answering all of those questions that you want to know, whether you feel like they're good questions, bad questions, stupid questions, whatever. We on YouTube. You can ask all of them. So if you are remotely interested in real estate, make sure you join in next week at 10:30. And then I will, like I said, I will be posting for my next real estate challenge. I believe those dates are going to be August 15th through the 18th. So I will definitely be posting for that challenge. So that would look out for that. So that will be coming up. And then I got to do an update on my real estate journey, because y'all know I'm still in here. So I'm going to do an update on my real estate journey and what's going on next, because I wanted to take you through that step by step. Let's see what else. Okay, I'll hear from you, Eileen, and the passive income. So y'all, my biggest thing in life at this point, my son needs to live his best life. For those of you that jumped in on the beginning or looked at how I got where I am, my son has a progressive disorder. It's called KIF1A, so it gets worse over time. I do not claim it getting worse over time, but what I do claim is us living our best life while we know what's going on right now, which is why I do what I do. So my investment in real estate is for passive income and for mailbox money. I do work a little. Y'all, I don't work more than 15 hours a week though on my 9 to 5 job. I do that. I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner. And at this point in life, I feel like I do it because we don't see enough psychiatric doctors that look like us. So I just don't want to leave my patients yet. I love my patients. I feel like I've never seen a psychiatric nurse practitioner that looks like me. I don't see very many of them. So I do it because I know that Black women are struggling and they need something. So that's kind of why I keep that 9 to 5 at this point in my life. So I only do about 2 days a week. A lot of everything else that I do is, like I said, my real estate challenge, investing in real estate. I'm about to start doing syndications. I'm doing the multifamily conference. I'm attending that this week. Like I said, if you're in Chi-Town, let me know. Maybe we can because I got to get a hot dog. Y'all, I don't know how to lose weight. Y'all, I got to get a hot dog, some pizza, and some of that Garrett's popcorn. I need to lose weight, but ain't no way I'm going to Chicago without a hot dog, a Chi-Town hot dog, that pizza, and that Garrett's popcorn. So I might as well go ahead and plan for those 5 pounds. But I always get sidetracked, y'all. But yeah, definitely keep in touch. Definitely know that next Sunday, 10:30, I will have the loan officer on board. So if you are serious about real estate, make sure you jump on that live, ask all the questions. My goal is to educate you all, because at some point we will be buying the block. That is the goal, for us to buy a block or 2 or 10. Who knows? Now I can't say the block gonna be in the States. The block may be on somebody's beach. But we will be doing that. So make sure you tune in there. And good morning. What it do, DG? Good morning. And let me answer some questions, because y'all, I gotta go get my son from camp. I hadn't seen my son in some days, a week or something, y'all. Let's see. So Eileen, we will be talking, because Eileen said she want to go to Cuba and all of that too. And let's see, real estate in Maryland and Atlanta. Atlanta is expensive for real estate right now, but Sharonda, we could definitely talk. And y'all, I also do coaching. I do one-on-one coaching as well. So if you want to do some coaching with me, whether it's real estate, travel as a single parent, if it's travel as solo travel, if you want to do any of that, definitely let me know. I will put my I thought I normally have my link here. If you want to do any coaching, you can do the coaching here. Charisma Cares dot as me as dot me. So I listed all of my coaching there. If you want to do that, the challenge, of course, is a little less expensive. If you want to do a group challenge, so definitely hit me up and let me know. And I will see you all next time. Ciao until our next city, country, or wherever else we are. Ciao.